Welcome to sunny Eau Claire, Wisconsin, here at the Sonntag Event Center. Here on the Arena League tonight, we have the Eau Claire Axemen taking on the Iowa Woo. Both teams coming into this event 0-3 on the season. Both teams lost their last one as well. Axemen losing in Nebraska 68-25. Then Iowa Woo losing versus the St. Joseph's Goats 74-22. Both teams had some great highlights in that last game, but both struggled on both the offensive ends as well as the defensive ends, and they just could not get much going on during the night. But looking at the Iowa team, Keontae Davis, 2 receptions, 16 yards, 2 touchdowns. He was a absolute bulldozer out there that night as he ran through some players. He quite literally is one of the biggest players on that team, and he runs like it's seen right there, just running right through another defender to get that touchdown, one of his only ones of the night. But not the same for Marcelino Butler Jr. here in the Eau Claire Axemen, who had 7 touchdowns on the game. It's going to be quite a fun matchup between those two on the offensive ends. Marcelino Butler Jr., 7 receptions, 73 yards, and 7 touchdowns, 10.4 yards per catch, and that's just something that he's been all about this last season. He quite literally can get those yards after the carry, and if you aren't able to bring him down the first time, good luck bringing him down again, because he is the man, the myth, the legend, Marcelino Butler Jr. out there, and he's going to be one of the X factors of this game tonight here for the Axemen, as well as Keontae Davis, the away player for that Iowa Woo team. We'll be right back after the break. Sonntag Event Center, your Eau Claire Axemen taking on the Iowa Woo. Axemen here ready to throw off in a little bit. Axemen losing their last game by a total of 68-25 against the Nebraska Siege, looking to get their first home win as well as their first win of the season here as that one goes out of bounds. Stops it dead right around the 7-yard line, and that's where the Iowa Woo will take over. A nice throw, pinning them back, and that's kind of what you want to do here if you're trying to get a good throw off, is trying to get into that 10-yard line. As soon as you throw that out of bounds, as soon as it hits the rafter though, that's straight to the 25-yard line, and taking a little bit of time here just to gather the offense together on that sideline. The Iowa Woo lost handily to that St. Joseph Goats team, who has been one of the best in the league so far this season, 74-22. Just couldn't get anything going on the offensive end. Blocking wasn't there, and they had some troubles with the snaps. Let's see if they learned from that last game. Sends a man in motion. Takes the snap, fires that, has a man! Down to the 20, he's still going! That's Ahmad Butler for a touchdown right off the rip. Touchdown, Iowa Woo, to start off this game. No penalties down. And we have a man on the Axemen team also down on the ground as well right now. What an amazing throw, but what a great catch and what a great run there by Butler. Got him right on the seam there and then just was able to turn it upfield. A little bit of a collision there. knocked him down, but he was free right after that 20-yard line. That's Vernon Sharp firing that laser of a pass to his man there, Butler. And Butler, he was a bit quiet in that last game, but starts off this game with a quite literally one of the best ways you can start off, a massive 40-yard touchdown on that last play. And for the Axemen, that's number 29, Trey Kennan. Good to see him get off with some of his own power. He's still one of their better players out there on that defensive end. Just not a sight you want to see if you're an Axeman fan. In that last game, the Axemen falling 68 to 25, I should say, only getting 4 touchdowns to Nebraska's 11 touchdowns. Defense was not there that last night and didn't start off well again this night as they let up a massive 40-yard touchdown there to get the 6-0. High snap, and that's going to be a sack right there. Timber! What a play. Again, that is exactly what you needed on the defensive side of the ball right there. Number 59, Derek Marlowe, getting in on that one, and he got his stamp on the game. That's going to really bring back this Eau Claire Axemen team that had struggled to start off this game with a massive touchdown to kick it off with only 14-23 in this having ticked off. So now the Axemen here are going to have a chance to get back on this one, but getting that defensive stop to stop an extra point was just exactly what they needed. Marlowe knew exactly where to go on that one. Iowa wanting a penalty on that, but that's as clean as can be. So now, throwing that one. On the receiving side, that's going to be Butler. He's got a great move inside, good cut. Turns it upfield, he's still going. Almost to the 25-yard line. I think they're going to give him exactly that. What a move, what a run. And just like that, that's going to set up the Axemen in perfect field position for them, almost at the halfway mark there. And they're going to try and get right back into this one, down 6-0 very early on here against the Woo. 14-14 and counting. Back to take the snap. Gallard hands that one off. Breakaway. He's going to get a big chunk yard there. Devon Harris with the moves. He's going to get the first down and a little more there. Excellent juke cut move, and he just continued to keep those legs turning and keep moving forward. 1st and 10 from around the 14-yard line. Great move, and that's a great response after giving up that massive touchdown. Against the Arkansas Diamonds, they struggled inside of this yard, inside the 15. Let's see what they can do here. Gaylord gets that, and that ball's out. It's going to be incomplete. It hit the ground first. Looking around, Iowa's looking to potentially challenge this. They already have the flag out. They're ready to go. It looked like he had potential possession there, but from the look that Tyler Downs had on the sideline, it looked pretty incomplete.
The ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. That play is under further review. Timeout.
And we'll take a timeout here as that one's going to be under review. That ball pops out of the hands there. Looks just in his hands, but it could have been easily called either way. Joshua Murray there could not hang on to it. So now we're going to see whether or not this is going to be an incomplete ball or if that's going to be a catch and fumble. And if that's a catch and fumble, that's going to set up this Iowa Woo team immensely. They've been great on the defensive end for the most part, not really great in the last game, trying to really come back into this one, but we're able to get a potential turnover there if it popped out in time, and it's a little bit of whether he had possession of it or whether or not he was able to get his hands under the ball right there. It looks like he just barely grazes the grass and potentially has an ability to scoop that and maybe an interception, but I think they're more or less looking for whether or not this is going to be a fumble. We'll hear from our referee on the field, Tyler Downs.
After review, the ruling of the field of an incomplete pass is upheld. Second down.
So it stands the same right there. So it'll stay as second down, and the Axemen retain possession. Second down and 10 yards to go here at around their own at around the 14-yard line of the Iowa Woo. Gaylord, handoff, good run. He's able to get a good cut there, but got stonewalled immediately. What a hit laid on by number 25 of the Iowa Woo. That's gonna be Ty Anderson really laying the boom there, and that's only a minimal game, but still was able to find a little bit of room in there to find a couple of yards, but just not that much. So it's gonna be third down and little long here, maybe gained about a couple yards, so it's gonna be 3rd and 7. Gaylord, empty backfield, looking, steps up, he's out of the pocket, fires that one underneath, barely hangs on. Does he have it? He does, and they're gonna say he was down after that, so not very much after he got that grab, but was able to hang on for just a little bit of time there. And that's gonna be number 89, Akeem Robinson from Marcet Junior College with a crazy grab. He's more of a blocker, but they get the linemen out there and they get some big plays, potentially. 4th down and 7 here. They're not gonna give it up. They're gonna go for it right here in the backfield. Man to his left is Devon Harris. Sends him in motion. Looking, fires that one back, end zone for Butler, and that goes sailing underneath the exit sign. Just past one of our cameramen down there. Gaylord just couldn't get his man, Marcelino Butler Jr., and they connected for 7 touchdowns in the last game. 7. But couldn't connect on that one. So that's going to turn it over there and give Iowa Woo the ball back at around the 13, 12-yard line. Closer to the 12-yard line. They kind of got it split in half there from my angle. But the Axemen could not, they had a good start, especially on special teams. Got them to the 25, but especially after that, that's where the trouble's been coming on offense, is just being able to continue on after a solid start. So now, backfield, empty. Looking, fires that one towards the sideline. He's got a man, and wow, a wave of green jerseys just pile drive him to the ground. That's going to be number 7 on the Leslie Owusu from Cedar Falls, Iowa, making that grab and trying to turn upfield, but could not. Great tackle there on that sideline for the Axemen. That's going to bring up second down with 11-13 here in the first quarter. Takes the snap. Goes straight up the field. He's got some room to run. He stayed in the hash marks and everything. He's gone. Right inside that 20-yard line, close to that 18-yard marker, and what a run right there. So they're back in shotgun now, sends another man in motion. Same play, same result. Can he get in? He does. Touchdown, Iowa Woo. What a move inside. And he gives the ball away to a fan off on the sideline. Excellent job there by, I believe that was Joshua Neal. Actually, Vernon Sharp, I should say. Vernon Sharp. Their big arm quarterback has been able to make some things happen now with his legs. Only 10:36 here in that first quarter. Not a lot of time has come off, but the Iowa Woo have been able to strike fast twice. They weren't able to get this extra point last time. The snap went a little high and gave an easy sack. This one was perfect. Fires that one. Still can't get him. He's at the 5-yard line, and he got stonewalled. Good hit by the Axeman, and that stopped him in his tracks. Just could not break out of that grab, and down he goes. Only a minimal gain, and extra point attempt will be no good. So it stays as 12-0 Iowa Woo here in the Sonantag Event Center with only 10:25 to go in this first quarter. We've been moving quickly so far, but The Axemen are going to look to try and stifle this a bit with a potential offensive drive here. They had a solid start on their offensive drive. They started the last game off great too, 13 points in that first quarter. But then the rest of the way, the Nebraska Siege just did what they do best and just sieged right through. So now on this throw off, high ball, that hit the ceiling, and they're going to call it right there. That's going to be going right to the 25-yard line. Hits that banister, hits the ceiling. It's going to go straight to that midfield
the ball
marker.
hit an overhead structure. By rule, the ball will be placed at midfield. First down, Eau Claire.
Referee's out there on the field right now. Referee is Tyler Downs. He's going to be the main guy you're going to be hearing on the mic. Up here with me, Tim McGowan. Line judge on the ground there, Zach Gustafson. Back judge, Brett Hoofendick. And sky judge is Lucas Carnes. So now Axemen trying to get back here. They started at the 25 last time. They're going to try and see if they can make something happen in this drive. Gaylord sends a man to motion. Stepping up. He's got pressure. Fires it. He's got a man wide open. Marcelino Butler Jr. He's got to turn upfield. He's still going. Down to about the 6-yard line, maybe close to the 5-yard line. They may give it to him. They've got it there right now, so great move by Marcelino Butler Jr., and he has been absolutely electric to start off this game, both on special teams, now on the offensive end, making that grab. Almost had another touchdown reception earlier, but that one sailed too high above him. Gaylord setting up, talking to his man Harris in the backfield. Just him and him, just both of them back there, shotgun. Gaylord, handoff. He's going to try and cut up field. Harris can't get there. He's going to lose some yards on that one. And because it's not inside of that 5-yard line, they are still able to run the football from there. But as soon as that breaks in that 5-yard line, that's when they are unable to and are having to throw the ball. And that's what they struggled with against the Arkansas Diamonds when they lost 32-30. They had 2 back-to-back drives where they were at the 5-yard line and went 3 and out both times. Gaylord trying to make sure that doesn't happen this drive. Takes the snap, shotgun, handoff. Harris, he's going to cut up the middle, can't even get back to that line. He may have lost a little bit. Harris got just stuffed up there. Could not find any kind of wiggle room. The blocking has not been there for him tonight. He had one pretty good run to start off the game, but ever since then he's been stopped completely by this Iowa Wu defensive line that is headlined by guys such as Apollo Johnson from Peoria, Illinois, and others. Gaylord looking, firing, almost had his man Marcelino Butler right in the middle of the end zone, just barely tipped off of his hands. May have had a defensive back get in there as well. It looked like it was number 33 out there for the Iowa Wu. Could not complete that one. It's going to bring up 4th down from this 5-yard line, and these are dire straits. Can they find a way to get in that end zone? Gaylord fires it. He's got a man. A great comeback route on that edge for a touchdown. Joshua Murray, another great big play from him there. He wasn't able to do much with the first one earlier, but got a great touchdown grab on that one. Good comeback route, and he just sat there, got the ball in his hands, and made sure to secure it. And that's another thing that they've had issues with, but that is not the trend for tonight. Now, Axemen down 6, 12-6 here, and they have a chance to make this a 4-point lead if they can get into that end zone again. Setting up the extra point here is Gaylord in the backfield. Shotgun snap, he's got pressure immediately, he's stepping out, trying to find someone downfield, can't get anyone, fires that one backwards, and wow. Dangerous pass there, could have potentially gotten that picked off on the other end and maybe even returned, but luckily that one's going to bounce out of bounds, and Gaylord's going to say, hey, we live to fight another day on that end, as that one lands incomplete. So now you're the Eau Claire Axemen down 12-6 at home at the Sonntag Event Center against the Iowa Wu. We'll be right back here with more Arena League action right after the break. And we'll keep it here for a little bit. The Axemen, only down 6 here, had a great offensive drive, didn't have a great start to the game as they went 3 and out on that end, and that was a trend that's been an issue for them this last couple of games where they've been unable to really find their rhythm once they get inside of that 10, 5-yard line, but they were able to find it there, and just those small, quick little plays can really set them up, as Coach Jim Britton in the sideline there talking to his guys, making sure everyone's on the same page. Iowa Woo setting up. They're going to be set to return this one. Haven't had much action on their end for the Iowa Woo on returning the ball, but we'll see just what happens here as Butler fires that one. Nice throw. That's going to land close to the 6-yard line. He's going to turn upfield. He's going to get stopped at the 10, but he broke out of it. Gets to the 15 before finally getting brought down by a sea of Axemen. And so that's going to continue this game here at the 15 or 16-yard line, I should say, for the Eau Claire squad. As well for the Iowa Woo, who lost that last game at a score of 74-22 against St. Joseph's Goats. St. Joseph's Goats, one of the best in the league, but Iowa Woo just stood no chance, especially with some of the star players on that squad. So now, setting up. Takes the snap, shotgun. He's got heavy pressure to start off, and he just wails that one clean out of bounds. Incompletion. It's going to bring up 2nd down, and just had no chance right off the beat. He was swarmed immediately. And that was another issue that Iowa had in that last game too. Just couldn't find great pass blocking there, and we saw it right on that one. They haven't had as bad of a game to start off for the pass blocking, but that one really showed it there, as that's going to get snuffed out immediately. What a play there! That's Derek Marlowe again. We called his name earlier, and he's right back where he was before. He sniffed that out immediately, saw that play forming from a mile away, and now the Axemen back-to-back stops bring up 3rd down and 10 as the Iowa Woo are trying to set up quickly. Fires that one. That's a deep, wide open pass, but he couldn't get his man on that end. Incomplete ball, and he had his man there on that end. Just could not find him, just right over the outstretched hands.
Iowa has elected to surrender.
And they're going to elect to surrender that one as well. Not Butler.
1st and 10.
We called his name earlier. He's been an offensive X factor for them to start off this game, but just could not find him there on that throw. Vernon Sharp had him on that edge, but just could not connect. And now Eau Claire Axemen get to take over here as they're down 12-6 in the 1st quarter with 5:18 left to go. Right over that outstretched hand, just could not. Had one beat in front of him, maybe had a step, and he would have had that touchdown. But again, crazy things happen here in the Arena League as the Axemen set up once more. Gillard sends a man in motion, hands that one off. That's Harris. Harris cuts up field, can't get much past the 15 as the Woo were right there and stuffed him on that right or on that left edge and couldn't find any kind of wiggle room. The Iowa Woo have been doing great on the defensive, in the defensive pressure, I should say. Couldn't get him there. That's a massive tackle there by number 24 for the Iowa Woo. He's been all over the place in that backfield. Snap for Gaylord. Throws that. Has a man. Did he catch that? What looked like a lob pass to an alley-oop from Gaylord. Somehow completed there to Ethan Skarmas from Peru State. What a snag. juggled it a little bit, but was able to retain that, and that's going to be a first down for the Eau Claire Axemen. 4:15 to go here in this first quarter. Offense talking it over right now, and I believe they're going to call a timeout.
Timeout, Eau Claire. Their first, 30 seconds.
30-second timeout there from head coach Jim Britton, needing to talk it over, as that was a heck of a pass. Under pressure, got his man back there as our lovely mascot getting a good little headshot cameo. He's been all over the place, having fun with fans, really just interacting with everyone out there, and you love to see it. He's got a big old smile on his face too, and unfortunately that's not unfortunately, but he will always be a little happy guy just walking around like that, as the Axemen here setting up for the offense. Offensive coordinator Samoris right there on that edge, right behind Coach MJ Dotson, who helps coach up the defense there too, to his right. Taking a look at some of the fans out here in the audience, a good crowd out here tonight, and they're seeing a great game as the Axemen are down 6 here to the Iowa Woo at the Sonateg Center. And that's going to be the signal to go right there. Axemen. Gillard in the backfield, shotgun. Sends his man in motion. Backs up, takes the snap, fires it. Has his man! He broke free for a second, but couldn't get out of that second grab. That's another insane snag there by Joshua Murray. Was maybe a hair away from potentially ripping that away and going for distance and getting another touchdown on the board, and Joshua Murray letting the opposition know out there. First and goal for the Axemen. 3:38 here to go in this first quarter. Gaylord having plenty of time to throw that one on a comeback route that was just run to perfection there by Joshua Murray. Couldn't break out of that one, but he's got it set up. This is going to be a carry for Marcelino Butler Jr., wrapped up and taken down in the backfield. What a great move there on the edge. Ty Anderson was there, as well as Jordan Smith from Hattiesburg, Mississippi. So now it's going to be second down for the Axemen. 3:02 to go here in the first quarter. Axemen down by 6, but have potential to tie this game up, maybe even take the lead for the first time in this game. Set up here at around the 13-yard line. Takes the snap. Second down. Gaylord back, end zone, couldn't find his man. That was Marcelino Butler Jr. Had an excellent play earlier, had an excellent special teams play earlier as well, but just could not bring that one in. Incomplete pass is going to be third down here, and it's not a yard marker because we're too close to the goal line, but it's pretty much a solid third down and maybe even 10, since they had to get backed up from a couple of run plays that went awry. Gaylord, empty backfield, takes the snap, looking, breaks free from one hit, fires it to the end zone. Butler Jr. What a snag! Touchdown, Axemen. No flags down, and what an absolute play by the X Factor himself here in the end zone. I mean, that's what happens when Gaylord can really just settle down and just, you could almost see him right there. He's scanning the defense and just sits and settles for a minute in that backfield. But that catch by Marcelino Butler, I mean, it looked like it was dead to rights, incomplete, but now is a 12-12 tie game here at the Sonateg Center as Gaylord tries to make this a potential 2-point lead, as that snap got blocked by the own teammate. Gaylord finds his man Harris, he's got some room. Breaks one, can he get back in? No, he cannot, but the ball's loose! The ball's loose! Solid tackle save. Potential disaster there. Excellent job by, I believe that was, yeah, that was Akeen Robinson again. He had a solid a solid fumble of a catch earlier, But then that one really saved the day because that could have potentially been a 14-12 lead for the Iowa Woo. Instead, it stays 12-12 here. Gallard immediately with pressure off the back tried to find his guy. Butler Jr. there again, just the man on the spot, and that connection has been so good this season for this Axemen squad. Even though they're 0-3 to start off the season, the offense can really carry if they can find Marcelino Butler Jr. back there. And especially with that Gallard-Butler connection, especially in that last game, 7 touchdowns, really showing just how much trust they have in one another here as they set up here with the Iowa Woo. Looking to throw this one off here. Ahmad Butler set to return it. He had a couple of solid catches in this game, as that one's going to be a near line drive. Bounced a little bit to the right. He's going to catch that at the 1. Tries to spin out of a tackle. Could not, though, and he's going to go down at around the 7, maybe 8-yard line there. I honestly probably would have just let that one go, but it bounced on the ground right before that touchback, so he had to return it some way, but going backwards was just not the way to go here as the Axemen stuffed them at a really good position for their defense. That's going to be, they're going to give them maybe the 7-yard line there. Still, inside that 10-yard line, that's exactly where they want to be if you want a defensive possession to go well for you. 1:08 here left to go in this first quarter. Butler sets up on that one side. Shotgun snap, fires that to the edge, and that's going to be a screen play that goes absolutely nowhere. Again, another great tackle there. That's going to be Richie Murphy. Doesn't get much on that play there, but Murphy snuffed it out and stopped him after a solid 2 or 3 yard game. So now it's second down here for the Woo. Sharp in that backfield. Scans the field. Empty backfield, high snap. Almost pressured immediately, almost sacked right off the back, but there's a flag down the play, and that's a massive run there for Butler. He'll get close to the 10, but I have a feeling this one may be coming back. Yes.
Holding. Offense, number 55.
There we go.
Half the distance to the goal. Second down.
Even Nathaniel Satnick, number 19 back there, was signaling for everyone, hey, come back here. As the Axemen luckily get away without a potential massive drive-bending play on that one, but just not a great start for the Woo after already being backed up. Now you're backed up even more, backed up closer to the 5-yard line, maybe 5.5-yard line. Second down here. Shotgun, empty backfield. Sharp signals his man to get in motion. He's running around the side. And Sharp fires that one, has a man. Ball came out though. Where are they gonna call this here? He had the ball for a second and it popped out, but I believe he is down, so it should be down by contact. Axeman surely wanted a incompletion on that one, but I think we're going to take another look at this here.
The rolling on the field is a completed catch. That ruling is under further review. Timeout.
So they will take another look at this one, and it was close. The ball came out. He had possession for at least a solid second or two, but just that second hit, he didn't, I don't know if he got, I think they're going to look at whether he got touched on that first hit, because it was the second hit that jarred it out, but that first hit, though, would mean he's down by contact right there. He made the catch, without a doubt, but it's just whether or not that first hit jarred it loose or the second hit is what they're going to be looking at. What an absolute throw by Sharp, who is under duress that entire way. This entire drive, really. This Axeman pressure has been really getting to him. And Sharp's been having to really reel it back in and find his guys out there. And so far, it's been Ahmad Butler for the most part, but they're going to need some other players to step up if they're going to be able to match this Eau Claire Axeman offense, who just tied it.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. That is a completed catch. That is the end of the first quarter.
And so that will wrap the first quarter for us as the Axemen get unfortunate news, but the Iowa Woo got their snag and no incompletion here. So the Axemen currently tied up 12-12. And it's the Sonnentag Event Center here. We'll have more action for you on the Arena League here after a few messages.
What if you could talk directly to your favorite Arena League player? Welcome to VIP Ballers, a social media platform where you can get direct access to your favorite player, DM them, get training for your young athlete, mentorship, personalized videos, and exclusive content. All you need to do is head to VIPballers.com, sign up, and follow your favorite TAL player.
Just stopped by. Can you throw these on the grill?
Garage beef? Huh. 5 more minutes.
All beef hot dogs. Filled with beer.
Honey, where are the gosh dang dogs?
5 more minutes.
Garage beef from Garage Beer.
What'd you do to these dogs?
Almost done.
Come on, man. Let's get it.
Welcome back here. Eau Claire Sonnentag Event Center here. The Eau Claire Axemen and the Iowa Woo knotted at 12. Start off this second quarter. In the shotgun, empty backfield. Sharp fires that one. Big time catch, and there's going to be a penalty on the floor, but there is a massive first down, at least for now. He absolutely spun out of that one tackle, had some movement on that side.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense, number 59. Half the distance to the goal. Automatic, first down.
So that's going to be a roughing the passer penalty on Carter there, number 59 for the Eau Claire Axemen on the defense. He's been making plays all over the field so far, but cannot be laying out a quarterback on the opposing team when it's just out of his hands. So now, Sharp for the Woo here. Shotgun, snap. Takes a look, scans the field. He's dipping, he's diving around, tries to throw that one away. He may have just barely got that out, and a fan actually made a great catch on that sideline there after a little extracurricular activity on the sideline that ended up with an Axeman player out of bounds. But what a move there by Sharp to just dance out of the pocket, and he looked like a magician out there the way he was able to move his feet like that and still able to fire a ball out of bounds. So it'll stand as a second down incompletion. There was a receiver in the area, just wanted to make sure that it was not a penalty on that edge, but it was not, so it will stand as a second down after that incompletion. Second and goal here. Sharp sends a man in motion. He's got pressure right up the middle immediately. There's 3 men in the backfield. Nearly has his man on that edge, but just sailed it out of bounds, and a little pushing and shoving afterwards. Getting a little heated here as it's a 12-12 knotted game. Axeman talking back and forth with the Woo. But that's going to be an incomplete ball, and it's going to be third down now and goal And this is honestly one of the harder places to score here because you have such a small field to work with. Whether it's passing, whether it's running, you really have to have an offense that's got something set up and ready to go. Moving parts are very vital in a down like this here as Sharp sends a man in motion. Takes a look, fires that towards the back of the end zone. Bobbled! Did he catch it? No! Wow! Some big hits made there to keep that ball up in the air, and a great job by the Axemen on the way down to knock that ball free. It's going to be incomplete. No flags down on the field, helmet off, so... Oh, there is a flag down there. It was hidden by one of the players. Potential for unnecessary roughness after that first hit, but we'll see what happens.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct foul. Offense, number 10. 15 penalty from the previous spot. The down counts. Since number 10's helmet came out during the play, he must sit out for one legal snap. 4th down.
Excellent explanation there by our head referee down there, Tyler Downs. And so the Axemen going to take over at the 25 after an incomplete ball. Or I should say the Iowa Woo have been backed up to the 25 now. So it's going to be 4th down now and almost the whole length of the field to go. They've got Sharp lined up close to that 20, nearly 5 yards off the ball for a shotgun. Empty backfield, sends a man in motion. That's his guy, Butler. Sharp, he's got time, but the pressure's coming to him now. He's got to find somebody. He's got a man right there. That's going to be number 13 for the Woo, but he tripped and fell, and that's going to be it for that drive for the Iowa Woo. He had something going for him there, but a little bit of open room, but just scuffed his foot and tripped up and fell down, and that's going to stop it right there. And now the Eau Claire Axemen will regain possession as they try and take the lead for the first time this game here. 12:25 here in the second quarter. As the Axemen set up for this offensive possession. Gaylord in the backfield. A near potential for a massive play on that end by number 13, Stephon Chapman, their big tight end, but he just could not keep on his feet, so it'll be 1st down here for the Axemen. Handoff, Harris got a little bit of room, but just could not find his way. He'll get minimal gain, if anything. Excellent job there by the Iowa Woo to close that down, and that's going to bring up 2nd down and long. Something they've been struggling with for a lot this game. The run game has not been there for them. Harris had a massive run to start off the game, but ever since then, Iowa Woo's defensive line has been really closing up those gaps, and nothing since. And that's going to be a penalty there in the backfield.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Delay of game there. Didn't get that snap off in time, and it just looked like they were very discombobulated in the backfield as offensive coordinator S'Mores talks it over with his guys, trying to get everyone settled down. And it's been a minute since they've actually been back out on the offensive end, so they're trying to shake off a little bit of rust here as Gaylord has one back in the backfield, launches that one, has a man intercepted! Intercepted by the Woo. It's going to be able to be returned. He's got it at the 15, down to the 20, past the 25, into Axeman territory to the 20. Flipped the field on that one. What a defensive play by the Iowa Woo. That's number 33 making a great move to get himself in there for a big-time interception. So now the Iowa Woo, after giving it back to the Axemen, comes right back on the second play to get a big-time turnover. And Gaillard had his guy right there, but just too low on that pass and too much to go. Massive time plays, a little pushing and shoving in the back, but just an excellent play there for the Woo to be able to get a big time turnover. So now they get it at the 19, maybe 18-yard line now for the Axemen, or on the Axemen side of the field, I should say. Sharp, man in motion behind him, nearly has the ball go over his head, but he gets it out to his man, and that man's gonna get down close to about the 8, maybe, or about the 11-yard line, maybe the 12-yard line. Massive play there on that edge. And that's gonna really get them going on that sideline. Sharp, hand off to Butler. No, he faked it. He's gonna try and go himself. Could not get much going there. That one got snuffed out by the defensive line of the Axemen, and they've been doing well too to start off this game. As now the Woo talking it over with the rest of the team. Referees trying to settle where the spot is. Talking it over right now. Got a different ball out there actually. More than likely that one was either wet or potentially had some damage to it. A great job there by the referees to make sure to change that one out. As here go the Woo. 3rd down and 4. Shotgun snap, empty backfield, finds a man. Did he get the first down? He broke away for a second. They may have given it to him. It's close. I think they gave it to him. That's a first down. What a big time play on that side by Butler. I feel like a broken record the amount of times I've said Butler's name tonight, but he's been all over the place on the offensive end. Pressure coming there for Sharp. Sharp's got to find somebody. And he did for a minimal game. Just barely escaped. He's been running for his life out there. He's going to get that to Leslie Owusu, the Cedar Falls, Iowa product. Shotgun snap. 2nd down here, trying to find his guy in the backfield. He did! Touchdown! Iowa Woo takes back the lead here at the Sonateg Center. And a big-time throw out of bounds to some more fans on the sideline. Touchdown, Joshua Neal for the Woo. Big-time throw by Sharp to find his guy just right in his bread basket. So now the stalemate's broken as the Iowa Woo take back the lead. Can they extend it more, though, as it's 18-12, snap taken. Looks around, finds his guy, no. Hits the back wall, falls harmlessly to the ground, incomplete. So it stays a 6-point lead here. Axemen down 12-18 to the Iowa Woo, who are trying to get their first win of the season, same as the Axemen. Means a little more for the Axemen as they're at home right now, but the Iowa Woo will take a win any chance they get. Same as the Axemen, anything to get on the board right now in the league. The playoff push starts soon. A few games and are going to need to stack wins right now if you're going to be able to make a chance or get a chance to potentially get a berth out there. Going 0-3 into a potential playoff berth is not the way you want to go, as the Axemen down 18-12 here in the 2nd quarter, 8:49 to go. Could not get the stop there that they needed on the defensive end, but the Iowa Woo capitalized on a big-time turnover. So now set to throw this one off. Waiting for the signal from the back judge. That's gonna bounce. Butler Jr. lets it bounce. Someone needs to get on it right there if it's the Axemen.
The holding on the field is a touchback. The ball will be placed at the 5-yard line. 1st and 10, Eau Claire.
Coaches on the Iowa Woo trying to argue that he touched it potentially, but as of right now, it stands as a touchback. When it takes those extra bounces and makes it into the end zone, it should usually be a touchback, and that lands them at the 5-yard line, going the opposite, or going the direction of the Iowa Woo sideline. 8:40 to go here in the second quarter. But as soon as you touch that right before the ball lands in the end zone, that's when it becomes a live ball. That's when it can potentially be a touchdown for the Iowa Woo if the Axemen are not careful. And they've had one that was kind of similar to that earlier in this game, but we'll see if they learn from it this time around. As the Axemen setting up Gaylord in the backfield, talking it over with his guys. New man back there as well. That's Sequoia Magby. Pass nearly one-handed by Ethan Skarmus. He had a big-time catch when it got floated over to him. Couldn't make another big-time catch on that one. Was very close to, but just right off the tip of his hand, and that's going to land incomplete, and he'll bring up second down here for the Eau Claire Axemen with 8 minutes to go in the second quarter. Iowa Woo have been great on the defensive end since the 12-0 run by this Eau Claire Axemen offense. Now stifled, but Gaylord got his man there. Big time gain by Joshua Murray, and that's gonna set up a third down and manageable now for this Axemen squad. Solid tackle on that sideline by the Iowa Woo as they are flying around the field right now against this Eau Claire Axemen offense. Trying to direct the defense back there. Axemen, Gaylord, backfield, shotgun snap, went nearly over his head. He's dancing and dodging around, nearly got his man there too. Almost a big time play for number 89, Akeem Robinson. He's gotten more active in this than I think even he was expecting. He's had a few passes go his way, and that one was just a broken one right off the bat.
Eau Claire has elected to surrender. The ball will be placed at the 15-yard line, 1st and 10, Iowa.
So the Axemen give back the ball now. They forfeited to not give it to them at their own 5 if they potentially were to throw the ball there or try and pick up the first down. So instead, they're going to give it to the Iowa Woo on the Axemen's on the Iowa Woo 15-yard line, and that'll set up this offense, who just scored a touchdown, made it 18-12 with 6:52 here in the second quarter. Just a great job by Sharp, finding his guys out there, really leading the offense in this game. Although I've called Ahmad Butler's name a lot of the time, a lot of credit needs to go to Sharp out there for that Iowa Woo. He's been dancing and dodging around as MJ Johnson sets up his defense right now, talking it over. Richie Murphy also getting into the picture there. So now as the Axemen set this all up, or Iowa Woo set this all up. Sharp takes a shotgun snap, immediately throws the ball, was trying to get a screen pass off, had a man for a second, that was Joshua Neal. But he was not even gonna be close to corralling that. That ball bounced quite literally maybe 2 yards in front of him. Incomplete pass, and it's gonna bring up second down here. Jim Britton yelling out to his guys on the sideline. Excited with that defensive stop right there. Can they get a couple more, or can the Iowa Woo get another touchdown on the board here? Woo. It's gonna be a big time pass outside. Leslie Owosu getting the reception from Sharp. Doesn't get much on that play, but it's gonna be enough to make this a third and manageable. 5:55 to go here in the second quarter. Third down and about 5 to go. I think it's maybe a little bit more, maybe third down and 6. Sharp, a little bit of pressure, not much. He's gonna try and take it himself. He does not get even close. Tim Burr, Axeman, what a play. Carter was in on that. And then also a big time play by Willie McCaleb as well, number 21 out there on the field. He made initial pressure, but then the team up there with Carter just dropped it. So now Axemen getting the ball back after the Iowa Woo were unable to get the first down there. Sharp had an angle on that lane, but just could not escape the grasp of Carter. Carter was right there, and so was Willie McCaleb. So now the Axemen have a chance here to really find their groove and potentially take a lead if they're able to get a touchdown and an extra point, but the Iowa Woo did a great job on the last defensive possession. We'll see what they've changed up or if they're gonna run out that same defense that was able to really push this Eau Claire Axemen offense to the limit. Man in motion, Gillard, backfield. Plenty of time back there, fires that one. He's got his, no one, that's gonna be intercepted. I mean, he was hidden right there on the field. That's number 33's second interception of the game. Excellent job there. And just like that, the Iowa Woo have been able to get back-to-back turnovers on the Axemen. One being a turnover on downs, this one being, or not turnover on downs, but giving up the ball. This next one was it looked like he had his man back there, but number 33, I mean, he just snuck up there and was just right underneath the ball, right in the perfect time, perfect place, big time interception. And that sets up this Iowa Woo team in Axemen territory at around the 23-yard line. What a big time play from one of the standout guys for this Iowa Woo defense and one of the real vocal leaders out there. Sharp, under pressure again, has a man, oh, could not bring that in. Had it right in his chest, but just bounced off. No pressure on that one either. That's gonna be an incomplete play. So now, Iowa trying to find something to set this up. That was a perfect play. Sharp was able to roll out of that pocket, but bounced clean off the chest of Joshua Neal. Sharp sends his man in motion, shotgun empty, fires it. That's gonna nearly get into the fan deck, but a near excellent play and maybe needing a little bit of help on the sideline there. So an Axemen fan's gonna go home with a game ball, and this Iowa Woo team is now sitting at a 3rd down and long as that ball went harmlessly out of bounds. 3:53 left to go here in the second quarter. Iowa Woo down 18-12. Sharp, shotgun, fires it, quick pass, picked off! Picked off, and that was McCaleb. Willie McCaleb on the ricochet. Another ball, that time it was a little behind, still hit the hands of the receiver, but a big-time interception from the Eau Claire Axemen to set them up inside the Iowa Woo territory. 3:28 to go here in the second quarter. That is exactly the spark that the Axemen needed on the defensive end, and it really felt like the Iowa Woo were backing them down into a corner, but that ball right off the hands of the intended receiver there. Sharp had a decent handle on the ball, just inaccurate, and McCaleb picked that one off to set up the Axemen, and they're going to give it to him right at the 22-yard line there, maybe 23. So now, Gillard, Harris, big time cut up the field past the 25, maybe to the 26. Or I should say down to the 24, 23. Now into Iowa Woo territory, second down and short. Maybe medium range, 2nd and 5. Big time run there. They haven't had much success in that department ever since that big time run in the first quarter by Harris. That was only a 10-yarder. So here, Gillard, pressure immediately. Had his man for a second. Huge hit there by Iowa Woo's big safety in the back. Incomplete ball, and now Axemen facing another 3rd down here. Something they've seen before and something they are trying to convert into a first down with only 2:20 left to go in the second quarter. If they can get a touchdown here, potentially tie this game, maybe even take the lead if they can convert the extra point. Gillard, third and manageable, looking around. Got his man. Big time hit. Wow. Ty Anderson, that's his second massive hit of the night. But all the way, that's still a first down. And with only 2 minutes left on the clock and the Axemen marching, this game has gotten a lot more interesting as the Iowa Woo up 18-12 on the Eau Claire Axemen here at the Event Center on the Arena League. We'll be right back. Welcome back to more Arena League football action here in the Sonantag Event Center. Eau Claire Axemen down at home 12-18 against the Iowa Woo, who have been absolutely stellar on the offensive end. But on the defensive end, they have been giving up some big plays here on this drive. Gillard, low snap, but he handled that well. Almost intercepted again. That would have been his third of the night. In and out of the hands of the defensive back. And that's going to be incomplete. Gillard just thankful that that one didn't end up as another interception. They've been sending some difficult defensive coverages out there that have really been fooling Gillard out there, but he's been able to really right the ship in this last drive. Just took his eyes off the prize on that one, nearly ended up with an interception. So now, 2nd down and 10. Harris in the backfield with him. He's going to get the ball. He's going to cut upfield. He's got space. Excellent job closing it down for the Woo, but a little pushing and shoving there as well. But a great job by Harris and some excellent blocking to really get him and this Eau Claire Axemen team in a prime position here now on 3rd down. Big time run, 148 and counting here. Axemen need this 3rd down, potentially two down territory. As they have 4th down after this, could potentially go for it here or give it back. I think they'll go for it. Handoff on a sweep. Big time run. Almost got the 1st down, but I think they stopped him just right before. Joshua Murray on an excellent end-around design play. Sent him in motion and then had him come back. Was able to free up just enough space to really set them up at a good spot for 4th down, but it's going to be a difficult couple of yards to potentially pick that up. So now 4th down and 2, and a long 2 as well. Gaylord in the backfield. He's got Harris to his left. Sends him in motion now, back to his right. Empty. Has pressure, has a man. I don't think he got there. He had a man out there, and that was Ethan Skarmas again, but just could not break free, and that's going to be a turnover on downs for the Iowa Woo. A big-time tackle on that far right side. So now Iowa Woo have the chance to add more to their already 6-point lead in this Arena League football game. Big-time hit as Gaylord looked for anyone quickly as he got pressured right off the bat. And an excellent job ripping down the big Ethan Skarmas on that sideline. So now, Woo talking it over on that sideline, got into the huddle, now they're back. Shotgun position, or shotgun snap here. Looks for a man, has his man right there. That's gonna be Neil, I believe, or Leslie Owosu, making a big time solid grab, maybe about 7 or 8 yards on that play, and that's a big time play with 1:23 to go. You need those small chunk yardage plays to really keep that drive alive. You can't be throwing it deep every time. Sharp, so much time. Did he make that catch? He may have made that catch. Landed right in the food too. I think he made that catch. What a snag. That's Butler again. I giggle because I've called his name so many times and he's just man on the spot there. He's gonna take a second to hop off as he took a hard crash into the tables next to him.
The rolling on the field is a completed catch. That play is under further review.
And they're gonna review that just to make sure, as he looked like he had possession, but he was very close to that out-of-bounds line. You need to get those feet in as well as not be completely out of bounds when you're trying to take off and make that grab. And he was very close on that one, just double-checking to make sure as the referee's out there. Tyler Downs, who are trained on right there, the white cap, the main referee down there today. Got head line judge Tim McGowan. Then we have line judge Zach Gustafson as well down there too. Back judge Brett Hoofendick. And then our sky judge, Lucas Karmas, helping us out tonight as they take a look at this near grab. Conferring with it on the field. And this Axemen team, who's been averaging around 199 passing yards a game, have been struggling over these last couple of drives to really find a spot to get their receivers at. But the Iowa Woo, they sit at only 165 yards a game and have been able to find some guys out there tonight.
After review, the ball hit out of bounds prior to coming to grasp by the wide receiver. Therefore, we have an incomplete pass.
So now they're going to rule it incomplete. An excellent effort there by Ahmad Butler, really selling his life or selling his body on the line there.
18-yard line.
Excellent analysis there as we take a look at this second try here, third down for this Iowa Woo squad that has been having a little bit of a turbulent season. 0-3, Eau Claire Axeman not any better, also 0-3, both close to the bottom of the league in total yardage. But they've been really throwing it tonight, and I mean, that yardage is gonna skyrocket after this game because both of these teams have been on it, both on offense and on defense. We've seen some big time plays from both squads as the Axemen talk it over on defense, and Iowa Woo's trying to get their squad together, trying to get the offense all together. Coaches for the Iowa Woo are Victor Mann. Then we have assistant head coach Trey Ivory as well too. As Sharp in the backfield, dances around, finds some space, finds a man. That's gonna be a big time first down into Axemen territory, past the 10. Big time pass play, and that's a massive first down to a throw to Leslie Owusu, the Cedar Falls, Iowa native.
Iowa, their first, 30 seconds.
So Iowa gonna call a timeout now after that big time throw by Sharp to Owosu. With only 47 seconds here in the second quarter, you need as much time as possible if you're gonna set up something, especially in such a dangerous territory. Big time play by Owosu to just hang on to it. A massive hit on that back end by Kyvon Smith for the Axemen, but massive play there, and now Iowa Wu looking to capitalize on this one. With only 2 timeouts remaining for both squads. Time of the essence here, 47 seconds to go in the second quarter. Iowa Wu lead the Axemen 18-12 at the Sontag Center here in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. So now, Sharp, he's got a man way behind him, close to 25. He sends him in motion, straight up the middle. It's gonna be a line drive take, and that's going nowhere, down to the 10. Excellent job sniffing that one out. I believe, again, that was Carter, number 59, making initial pressure, and then the tag team of Nathaniel Satnick getting in there for a tackle as well, too. So 2nd and 11 here, time ticking down, only 22 seconds to go. Nope, they still have both timeouts, but they're just trying to get this thing going. Sharp takes the snap, pressure's coming. He's gonna have to find someone. He floats that high, what a grab! Touchdown, Iowa Wu for Owosu. I mean, that's about the definition of a Moss right there. Randy Moss would be proud of that one. Massive grab by Owosu. That was a jump ball, and he trusted his receiver out there to make that grab, and he made it. Touchdown Wu, 24-12 over the Axemen. 2-point attempt here. Sharp, pressured. Ball came loose. It's loose on the ground. Axemen tried to recover it, but cannot. Extra point attempt is no good, so it stays 24-12 with only 11 seconds to go in the second quarter. But what a big time grab by Owosu to set up a massive, or to cap off a massive time drive. Sharp on the move, threw that up to only the spot that Owosu could potentially grab it, and he got it. He came down with that big time touchdown grab, and the Wu just extended their lead to 12 with only 11 seconds here in the second quarter. So now the Axemen are gonna have to try and find some sort of an offensive spark to really cap off this half. It's been back and forth. They were down 12-0 to the Iowa Wu to start off, and then came back to make it 12-12. Now down 24-12. Let's see what they can do. Throw off here. Butler catches it straight away. He's trying to find some room. He's got some more. He's still going. He's not down. 25, he's still on his feet. What a move, and a big-time block, and maybe a little scuffle there at the end. Some pushing and shoving, 2 players without helmets out there.
There's 1 second remaining in the half.
There's only 1 second to go here, so there's enough time for 1 play for the Axemen. And that's about as much time as you need, really. So now, the Axemen, after a great stop on the 2-point conversion, a big-time special teams play again, this time by Butler Jr., Marcelino Butler Jr., just making some moves out there. And he didn't go down after that first one. He didn't go down after the second one. It took a couple of guys, a solid effort to bring him down. So that's going to set up the Axemen at around the 23-yard line, going towards the Iowa Wu sideline, or end zone, I should say. So now, Gaillard, 1 second to work with here before the second quarter ends. 1 man back there to help block is Harris. He's dancing around. That's going to be a pass. He passed that from behind, and the ball's loose again. It's picked up by the Wu. Can they return it? They have time. They have space. For now, it's a touchdown. Wow. Are you kidding me? What a play.
On the field is a fumble recovered by Iowa, returned for a touchdown. We have a
Apollo
point after
Johnson,
12.
one of the figureheads of this defensive line, and he made a big-time play there. Great job there by the Iowa Woo to cap off this half, and that was a fumble recovery, picked up for a fumble recovery after a shovel pass there, and then a big-time hit to pop that ball out. And then an insane recovery there. But I think the moral of the story here is you need your blockers, because look at that wave of Iowa Woo players that just completely shielded him. I mean, there was 5 guys out in front of him ready to block, and no one was really ready to get back for the Axemen. So now the Woo are going to have a chance at an extra point here, still in this half. No time on the clock here at the second quarter. Sharp, backfield, pressure. Can he find a guy? He did. He's got him at the 5. Can he break free? He did. He's in. Extra points good, and that's going to be a big-time cap-off for Iowa Woo, who had one of the more insane defensive possessions after one of the more insane offensive possessions. And now a big-time play on special teams to cap off a back-to-back big-time couple of drives. And now Iowa Woo is going to go into the half up 32-12 on the Axemen after what was supposedly maybe going to be a dead play, but instead of being 24-12, the Axemen tried to get that extra second to find someone in the back of the end zone to get a touchdown, and had to find someone and make something happen. It just didn't come out for them there, and now the Axemen are going to go into this half down 32-12 here at the Sontag Event Center. We'll be back with more Arena League football.
What if you could talk directly to your favorite Arena League player? Welcome to VIP Ballers, a social media platform where you can get direct access to your favorite player, DM them, get training for your young athlete, mentorship, personalized videos, and exclusive content. All you need to do is head to VIPballers.com, sign up, and follow your favorite TAL player.
Garage beer saved my life. It's 30 years ago today.
A lot of predators in this jungle.
Almost done.
Come on, man. Let's get it.
Welcome back to the Sontag Event Center. The Iowa Woo currently lead the Eau Claire Axemen 32-12 at halftime. And it's been an eventful half of football between these two teams, especially in this latter half of the first half. Quite literally, the last couple of minutes was something that we didn't think was going to happen. Had a massive play. The first 2 touchdowns through the air were from Iowa, but then the Eau Claire Axemen were able to come back into it, tie it all up, make it a 12-12 game. But that's when the Iowa Woo stormed in and were able to get things going, not only on the offensive end, but on the defensive end as well, capping off this half with a big-time defensive touchdown, and then doing it on the special teams as well with a big-time extra point too. So, looking at some of the halftime highlights here, the Eau Claire Axemen really started off this game as a bit of a bit of an underdog, but they are trying to get back into this one, and now with only about 11:25 to go, we'll set it back to break, and we'll have more for you after this. Welcome back here to the Sonnentag Event Center. Iowa Woo currently leading the Eau Claire Axemen 32-12 here on the Axemen's home turf. And they have been unable to really find much of a groove after that first quarter where they were able to tie up this game 12-12, but the Iowa Woo, they've been the story of this game. Not only have they had a massive, great couple of drives that wrap off this game, but they've had some awesome offensive highlights, such as this one from Ahmad Butler, who has been absolutely leading them on the receiving end of the game here. He's been Mr. Reliable all night here as Sharp gets absolutely swallowed up by Carter, and Carter has been everywhere on that defensive line for the Eau Claire Axemen. One of the highlights as Harris is one big run of the first half, but that big-time defensive hit really stopped that drive. As here go the Axemen again. Harris tries to break free, but that's been the story of all night. This Iowa Woo's defense has been all over the place, especially on that defensive line. And when you're unable to get your defensive line going, or your corners going, defensive line falls with it, and that's what the Axemen are seeing, as Sharp was able to just rip this one right off. He is one of the best players to get out of the field and really find his way as a mobile quarterback. Not only can he really throw that football, but he can find his way inside there as Gillard finds Marcelino Butler Jr. for one of the first touchdowns of the game for the for one of the first drives that set up a touchdown for the Axemen. He has been all over the field, the #1 target for Gillard this season. He had 7 touchdowns in that last one. Is that touchdown going to Perry, Joshua Perry on that end. But that jump ball, I think that's got to be one of the highlights of the night. That was a beautiful play by Gillard to throw that up, but setting up that big-time play by Joshua Perry there as Gillard finds another touchdown, and that's when the game got tied up, 12-12 right here. But ever since that point, it was all Iowa Woo. The offense has not been able to find much of a drive, and the Axemen's defense, although they were strong to start off the second quarter, they could not keep up that during this half. It almost felt like they fell off and fell out of steam there towards the end. As that's another big-time play on the defensive end. He has 2 picks on the night, number 33 of the Woo. As that big-time play then sets up this one for a touchdown, leading that drive and watching as this Iowa Wu team has been all over in the second half. Big time hit by Carter again. The one lead player of this defensive line that really has been taking it up, and Axemen, as well as Iowa Wu fans, are just chomping and clamoring to see this couple of teams play. It's been really fun, even though the score is 32-12. There's been a lot of plays, such as this one, that really capped off a big-time drive by the Iowa Wu before, and a defensive possession that led awry by this Eau Claire Axeman. 1 second on the board, and it was unable for the Axemen to really be able to find something on the offensive end. But this one also on the special teams, Iowa Wu getting it done on all ends. Big time run, big time play, and it set up the Iowa Wu to be up 32-12 here at the Sonntag Events Center on the Arena League. Welcome back to Arena League football here at the Sonntag Events Center. Once again, we're going to be taking a look at some of last week's best plays in just a second, but taking a look at some of the fans out here tonight. It's been a really fun and interesting game, 32-12, Iowa leading the Eau Claire Axemen. Big time throw here to really set up a big time touchdown as the Iowa Wu, with a win on this one, could potentially go to 1-3. That really set them up here, and if Monroe Greenheads drops and the Ozark Lunkers drop too, they could potentially skyrocket into even playoff talk. Really, both of these teams here. And these are some of the teams they're going to be facing if they have to get to that spot. But they're going to need to get some wins here tonight. Big time throw. They say incomplete, but that was a big time touchdown here. As other teams around the league, Nebraska Siege undefeated right now, and I mean, they are one of the best teams, if not the best team in the league. However, St. Joseph Goats have something to say about that with a 117-point differential on the season, giving up only 74 points, but they have 191 on the season. Nebraska Siege, though, big time play on that one. Only up 164 to 73 on point differential, 91 point differential on that one, and they're second in the league. Both of them tied at 3-0, and when those two teams actually match up here, it's going to be some fireworks, because those are two squads that can really get things done through the air and on the ground. We're seeing some fireworks here tonight with the Iowa Wu and Eau Claire Axemen, but not as much as those teams have been able to do across these last few weeks. More Arena League action here at the Eau Claire Events Center. We'll be back.
What if you could talk directly to your favorite Arena League player? Welcome to VIP Ballers, a social media platform where you can get direct access to your favorite player, DM them, get training for your young athlete, mentorship, personalized videos, and exclusive content. All you need to do is head to VIPballers.com, sign up, and follow your favorite TAL player.
The neighbors just stopped by. Can you throw these on the grill?
Garage beef? Huh. 5 more minutes.
All beef hot dogs. Filled with beer.
Honey, where are the gosh dang dogs?
5 more minutes.
Garage beef from Garage Beer.
What'd you do to these dogs?
Almost done.
Come on, man. Let's get it.
Welcome back here to beautiful Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Here at the Eau Claire Sonateg Events Center, the Iowa Woo currently leading the Eau Claire Axemen 32-12 as we're about to start this third quarter. Seeing some of the players stretch out there on the field. Axemen ended off the second half, or the first half, I should say, not in the best of ways. Iowa Woo capitalizing off some grave errors by the Eau Claire Axemen, really setting up their squad for success here. 32-12, that Iowa Woo team, they were basically almost bound to go into the half down up 24-12. But then a massive defensive play with only 1 second remaining in the second quarter led to a scoop and score that brought the Iowa Woo up to 30-12, and then a big time extra point, the first of the night for the Iowa Woo, converted, made it a 20-point lead here in this third quarter. But we've seen things change quick here in the Arena League. I mean, the Axemen were down 12-0 to start off this game, immediately matched it in the second quarter to tie it at 12-12. It looked like it was about to be a back and forth game, but then the Iowa Woo's defense it's like something turned on, and the switch turned on for them, and they were able to really close things down. Here's Axeman player on the field trying to get his hamstring stretched out. We've had a couple of players go down so far, mainly from the Axemen. Iowa Woo had a couple of players go to the sideline as well. It's been a bit chippy here and there, but for the most part, this couple of teams have been really physical, and that's leading to some of these minor injuries so far that we've seen tonight. So now, Axeman talking it all over as we look at the Iowa Woo. Both of these squads sitting at 0-3 right now, trying to get their first win of the year. Axemen trying to get their first win at home of the year as they're here at the Sonateg Center. As we've got one of our referees down there on the sideline too. They've been doing a great job of really finding and making it an easy game out there for all of us to understand by giving some detailed responses whenever there is a penalty called. Just a great job from the officiating crew tonight. So now, setting up for a big time throw off. The Axemen need a touchdown if they're going to get back into this one. But the Iowa Woo's defense has been insane. This one, returned by Butler Jr. He's gonna get past the 15. Ball went out of bounds. A couple of fumble issues for the Axemen in the last bit of this, but it's gonna set them up close to about the 17-yard line. First and 10 for the Eau Claire Axemen to start off this third quarter. Ended that second quarter off about as badly as you could with only 1 second on the clock. But they have 14:50 to work with here and another 15. Let's see what they can do. Gillard scanning the field. Snap, handoff to Harris. Harris, he's turning his legs forward. He's still going. Not a ton, but some hard-fought yards. Maybe a pickup of 3, maybe 4. Excellent job just continuing to move even when that Iowa Woo defense has stonewalled him. And he's been stonewalled quite a bit tonight. Only a few breakaways for some massive gains. And 2nd and 6 here sets them up well, but Iowa Woo bringing pressure right up the middle. Harris got stuffed immediately. A great ankle tackle by, I believe that was number 21, Jamie Vincent Colin from Orlando, Florida, who made that initial pressure that then got that ankle tackle that stopped Harris. So he's gonna lose yards on that one. Backs them up to about 3rd and 7 here now. Axeman a little discombobulated, trying to get everything set up. This Woo's defense has been all over the place tonight. Gaylord, man in motion, empty backfield, looking, scans the field, fires that one, has a man but couldn't bring it in. Butler Jr. had it in his hands. An excellent job there by Willie Miles III. Got his hand in there, just jarred it free, and it's going to be a 4th down
Eau Claire
now.
has elected to surrender. The ball will be placed at the 15-yard line. 1st and 10, Iowa.
Referee Tyler Downs, the white cap out there tonight, has made some big-time calls in this game. And that one will be for the Axemen to give up the football as they go essentially 3 and out here. But instead of punting or potentially giving up the ball right where they stand, you can elect to give it back to the team, to the opposing team at their own 15-yard line, and that's what they did. Setting up the Iowa Woo with 13:09 to go here, down up 32-12. Sharp, unmanned, throws it up, Butler. 1st down and more. Can he keep going? He can't. Massive move by Butler. Sharp had an unblocked rusher coming straight at him and was somehow able to just settle in, and that's some confidence right there. He stopped, settled in, and trusted that he was able to throw that ball off in time, and great job because that gives them a big-time 1st down. Sharp, under pressure again. He's running around. He's trying to find someone. Almost got his tight end. It's gonna land incomplete right through his hands. That's Daniel Walker from Miami, Florida. Unable to pull that one in. Excellent pressure though by the Axemen. That was a little bit of McCaleb as well as Carter as well getting in there, but excellent job by Sharp to dance around, find his way around, and just throw an incomplete pass. Live to fight another day. Takes the snap, shotgun. Wails that one deep. What a catch! What a catch! Is that Ahmad Butler again? It is! Wow. Big time catch. So now, shotgun. Fires that around. That's getting tipped. Intercepted. No, incomplete. That bounced around for a bit, went right in the hands of one of the Axemen and just landed harmlessly on the ground. So now, bringing up a 2nd down and short here, 2nd and goal to go. Right around the 4-yard line with 11:06 here in the 3rd quarter. Sharp looks around, fires that, incomplete. Great job there by Richie Murphy to attack the football and knock that away. Sharp had his man there for a second, but Richie Murphy trying to bait him into an incompletion, got him right there, and it's going to be 3rd down and goal now for this Iowa Woo. One of the hardest spots to get a touchdown in this league. If you can get a pass off against such a hard rushing front four such as this Eau Claire Axeman team. Sharp, handoff, immediately stuffed in the backfield. And after a massive play by Butler, just stuffed up immediately. to bring up a 4th down and goal, and that backed them up a couple of yards there, and they're going to talk it over. This head coach, Victor Mann, on that sideline talking to his guys, trying to get them all set up, trying to find something to get this offense going and potentially put this out of reach for the Axemen. But this Axemen defense has really clammed up here. Big time rush. Sharp, down he goes! Sacked on the play. Axemen got him again. Timber! And just like that, the Axemen are going to regain possession off of a massive time defensive play by Tyreek Mann, who played really well in that game against Arkansas, where they lost by 2. Excellent job there by Mann. And so now that's going to set up the Axemen kind of right back where they had started initially. In that in the previous drive, I should say. So now in shotgun formation, Gillard, Harris to his side, blocking. Has a man that's going to be Butler Jr. He's going to have a few yards, and that extra push is maybe give him solid 6 yards on that play. Had him stuffed up for 4, but the push gave him a couple more. Big play there. Butler Jr. has been a little bit quiet to start off this 3rd quarter with only 9:09 left to go in this one. And Iowa leading 32-12, but Axemen on the march. 2nd and 4. Gillard, man in motion. Throws that one. That one was not going anywhere. That bounced clean in front of the receiver. It's going to be incomplete, maybe down close towards the 15-yard line. 3rd down here and 4. Close to the 24-yard line. This is some territory that Axemen players have seen before. These pesky third downs that they have been unable to convert, dating all the way back to that first half, or 2nd quarter, I should say. Fakes the handoff, almost has Butler Jr. on a great play-action play. And again, that's gonna be Willie Miles the third. Another excellent another excellent pass breakup, making a great move on Butler Jr. He's been tasked with him in the 2nd half here, and he's been doing such a good job. So now Axemen, 4th down and 4, still rather manageable, but you're in a position where you're down 20. You need to get points, and you need to get them fast. Still plenty of time, but now's the time to go. Gillard, flag on the play, almost has a man. It's going to be incomplete. Iowa Woo players pointing that's against the Axemen, but a couple players saying face mask, 2 on the ground. That's going to be incomplete, and if that stands.
Personal foul. Illegal use of hands, hands to the face. Defense, number 5. After distance to the goal, automatic, 1st down.
Big time call there, and the Axemen get saved from potentially giving the Iowa Woo the ball back at their own 24-yard line. Another solid position for them to be in. However, the Axemen, 15-yard penalty.
1st down.
And a 1st down there off of a face mask call. Excellent job there to catch that one, because I didn't even see that one, and it took me a replay to be able to actually see that it got his hands in the face there. So we've got some eagle eyes out here as referees now, as they make sure to have it at the right yard line there. Axeman talking it over there with the offensive coordinator, Samoris. So a big time penalty there now sets up the Axemen at the 11-yard line in striking distance, what would be known as like the red zone in the NFL, closer to the 10-yard line, basically a goal-to-go situation. Still 1st and 10 though. Gillard has to pump fake a couple times. It got knocked out. It got knocked out. Iowa recovers. Another defensive play here from one of the better defensive lines in the Arena League.
The ruling on the field. is a fumble recovered by Iowa. First down.
So another big-time play, this time by Jay Wright, to just get his giant mitt in there and swat that ball down, causing a fumble, and the Iowa Woo are going to take over at their own, close to their own 20-yard line. They may have put it right exactly on the 20-yard line right there, so they're set up in a perfect position. But again, the tale of this game since about the middle of the second quarter has been Iowa Woo's defense. After giving up 12 straight points, have closed down the gap and now are trying to extend the lead. Sharp, under pressure, the ball's out! He got hit from behind and the ball went sailing into the air. Not really sure if it would have been called a fumble or an interception if someone would have caught it. Regardless, falls out of bounds. It's going to be an incomplete ball, and that's going to bring up second down and long for the Iowa Woo. 6:44 left to go in this third quarter. Both teams trying to get their first win of the season. And Iowa Woo feeling the saxophones get louder here. That one incomplete. Nearly had a chance at an interception, did Richie Murphy, but sailed right over his shoulder, and it's going to be an incomplete ball. Great job by him breaking on that ball, though. Iowa Woo now 3rd and 10 after a couple of straight incompletions, out of the ordinary from how this offense has been running since the middle of that second quarter. Big time run, but that's going to be stopped immediately. The ball's out! Who has it? There's a battle for it on the ground right now. Axemen think they have it, and they do. Big time play. And that's going to set up the offense close to the 10-yard line. An excellent job there by Carter, knocking that ball free and recovering it as well. And they confirm it right there, Tyler Downs. And this Axeman crew have been able to really get themselves back into it with some excellent defensive plays. However, the offense now needs to find a way to get some kind of a spark going. Any kind of a score here can be the juice that they need. However, this Woo defense has been off the charts. Gillard finds his man. That's Perry. Did he get in? He did. Touchdown, Axemen. Probably one of the fastest answers we've had all game long. Massive play there. And that's going to give Joshua Murray, not Perry, his first second touchdown of the game. His first coming in the first quarter, now comes when the Eau Claire Axemen need it most here in the third quarter with only 5:28 to go in this third quarter. So now, Axemen have the chance to get a 2-point conversion, and that conversion could potentially put them within 2 scores here. They're already within 2 scores right now. However, that will close the gap a little bit more, make it a 12-point lead if they go for it there, and they do. So now Gillard sends Butler in motion. That's going to be a flag, and it might be a false start. It is.
Prior to the snap, false start. Offense, number 4, 5-yard penalty. Replay for point.
So now after that 5-yard penalty, it's going to back them up to about the 15-yard line. Not set up in the right way as they're trying to get themselves their first extra point of the game. Iowa Woo's defense has been great, but just did not get the snap off at the right time. And that led to a false start. So Butler Jr. in motion. That was close, but it's not going to be called. Almost a big-time catch. Did he get it? No, he did not. Incomplete there on the play. Attempt no good. And that's going to be a 32-18 lead for the Iowa Woo. Eau Claire Axemen, a big-time score to cut into this after it felt like they were just drifting in the water there for a little bit of time. They could not seem to put together a drive, but right away, off of a big-time turnover, they were able to get a touchdown, and that one actually going into the Iowa Woo sidelines, capping off that drive with an incompletion and a no-good extra point. So the Axemen, although they got a touchdown, they still have a ways to go, down 14 to the Woo here. We've seen crazier things happen, though, especially here at the Sonatag Events Center here on the Arena League. The Axemen trying to claw their way back into it, but the Iowa Woo's defense have been able to really clamp down since the middle of the second quarter and have really been able to take advantage and control of this game. However, in this last drive, the last couple of drives really for the Iowa Woo, it's felt like they've been a bit stagnant as Axeman waiting to get another player out there on the field for this throw off. So Butler Jr. back to the wall at this point. Fires that one. Near line drive, it's gonna bounce and be close to that 3-yard line. What a throw by Butler Jr. to set up the defense in a prime spot. They're gonna be close to that 2-yard line. They may give him an extra yard there. They will. So they'll have it around the 4-yard line now. Still a big time throw by Butler Jr. Butler Jr. all over these special teams, whether he's throwing the ball, whether he's catching the ball, whether he's running with that ball. MJ Johnson making sure the defense is set up there. They want to get a turnover here quick. So now, setting up in the backfield, Sharp, empty backfield, sends a man in motion, fires it immediately, gets a little bit of extra yard there. Richie Murphy trying to rip him to the ground, cannot. As there's a big time scuffle between those players. Bunch of chatter on that sideline, bunch of talking, but some big time plays being made on both ends of the field. Murphy got right up in his face after making a big time tackle to basically allow minimal gain. Enough to at least get him past that 5-yard line. Still a big time catch and big time tackle to not allow more, because it looked like there was going to be more broken off after that catch. Man in motion. Sharp sees him, fires it his way, got him. Big first down. Almost broke off that Richie Murphy tackle, but had him out of bounds at that point. Big time throw. That's going to be Owusu again, who had the big time catch to wrap up the Iowa Woo's second touchdown drive, fourth touchdown drive, I should say, of the game. 3:15 to go here in this one. Another big time catch by Owusu sets them up at the 24-yard line. Iowa Woo trying to get another score on the board here. Sharp takes off. He's in the middle. He's got some space. Big time hit, but he's still going. And a push and a shove, and there's a flag. They may have gotten an Axeman on that. Very chippy start off this second or third quarter. And it's continued on all the way to the 2-minute mark here, and I don't see it getting any cooler in this building.
There are fouls on both teams and they will offset. After the play was over, personal foul. Offense, number 6. Personal foul. Defense, number 7. Those penalties will offset. The down will count. Second downs.
Thank you to Tyler Downs for explaining that to us out here. I like how that call was played. Both teams were getting in each other's face, and it's only fair to just offset those. So that will be the call. It'll be second down. No penalty given to either team, really. Big time throw. Wow, Sharp had his man. It was going to be Butler for a big catch there. Could have been a first down, but didn't have his head swiveled around in time, and it's going to be incomplete. Colbert, I should say, not Butler. So now, Man in motion, empty backfield, Sharp, pressured immediately. He's dancing around, has a man. Incomplete, a little bit of hand fighting, and Owusu will not be able to grab that in. A great job by both squads, keeping cool heads there. A little bit of incidental contact, and that will be an incomplete ball. 4th down. So now, 4th down and 5. They've been able to convert before, haven't been able to in a couple of other plays, but this time, let's see what the Iowa Woo can do. Sharp, backfield, shotgun, no one behind him, no one in motion. He's got no time, and he's gonna get sacked! No, he's still up! Throws it away! It doesn't matter, that's gonna be incomplete, and that's gonna give the ball back to the Axemen.
No foul for intentional grounding. Number 7
An excellent job by Sharp to not get tackled behind near that 15-yard line. But a great job there by the Axemen to swarm and not allow him to get that play off. He's been making a living tonight off being able to break off tackles and find his way to make some magic happen. But Sharp just won't go down. Axeman all over him, but a great job by Carter to get a hand on the ball so he's not trying to throw that thing towards the sideline to get a 1st down. It's gonna be an incompletion, and now the Axemen take over at the 20. Harris, jump cut, gets into the 23-yard line, maybe to the 24. Harris a little slow to get up. Axemen have been trying to get their running game going all game long. They had a little bit of a rough going in the last game, trying to get their running game going, but it's been a little better tonight. Harris has been able to find some cuts in the middle of the field and be able to really make some people miss on that sideline, but the blocking's been better. Harris immediately swarmed and taken down right as I said that. Excellent job by the Iowa Woo to get to the ball and take him down. Almost no resistance there. So it's going to be a loss of yardage there after a big-time play by Harris. Almost brings them all the way back to, actually brings them back past the initial marker. So now it's going to be 3rd and 11. 13 seconds to go here in this game. And it seems like the teams are just going to let this one run out.
That is the end of the 3rd quarter. Full media timeout.
So now, to start off this 4th quarter, the Iowa Woo lead 32-18 over the Eau Claire Axemen. Eau Claire Axemen shut out the Iowa Woo for almost the entirety of that quarter. But the Axemen unable to get much more scoring to go after that. However, they have the ball back here and are marching. We'll have more action for you here on the Arena League at the Eau Claire Event Center. Welcome back to the fourth quarter here at the Eau Claire Sonatag Event Center here on the Arena League. We've got some great action here as the Axemen trying to claw their way back into this game, down 14. Gillard takes the snap, flag down, may have been a false start. Axemen thinking it's going the opposite way.
Prior to the snap, offside, defense, number 0, rough contact, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
So illegal contact made before the snap of the ball on the defensive ends, and that will be a 5-yard penalty. So that will help the Axemen here as they were down. It was 3rd and 11 at that point. Now 3rd down and 6. Helps set them up for a 3rd and manageable if they can get a big play here. Gillard under pressure, throws that one, has a man, but hit the screen and gonna land a bit harmlessly there, but there's a flag on the play as well.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 0, 15-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
So back-to-back plays that were almost blown up by the Iowa Woo defense instead of penalties because of some extracurricular by the Iowa Woo players. Aggressive defense gets you far, but you can't be overly aggressive as that roughing the passer call is called on one of their better defensive linemen there, number 0. So instead now, Axemen are set up at around the 10-yard line. And I mean, those are 2 plays that should not happen on the defensive side. You cannot allow big-time 1st downs like that. So now, Iowa in a spot that they're actually really good in, inside the red zone on the defensive end. They've been solid so far tonight. Let's see what the Axemen can do against it. Gillard, shotgun, empty. He's got pressure. He's got room. What's he gonna do? Can't get his man. That's gonna be another flag on the play. So after a massive incomplete play,
Illegal forward pass, offense, number 2, 5-yard penalty, includes loss of downs, 2nd down.
and a massive penalty there on the Axeman. Loss of down, and the ball gets backed up 5 yards. And especially with only 14:30 to go here in this fourth quarter, every second counts and every yard matters. An illegal forward pass on that one as he had basically left the position to be able to throw the ball. He should have tried to run it, but he thought he could get his man who was open downfield. So now, shotgun. He's got Harris next to him. Ball bobbled. Dribble to him. That ball nearly got his man there. Intended receiver in the area. The name we've called a few times, Joshua Murray. Couldn't get that snag. Looked like a decently thrown ball, but just could not find it to Murray. And Murray wanted a flag on the play there. I think it was a bit of pushing and shoving that happened before as well, too, that kind of led to that. So now, after that incompletion, 3rd down and 15. Remember, that loss of down counted, so instead of 2nd and 15 is now 3rd and 15. Can they get this? Gaylord. He's gonna break free, almost got sacked on that one. Fires it to the end zone, has a man! Did he get it? He did! Touchdown, Axeman! Joshua Murray. No flags on the play, and suddenly we're back in the single digits after the Axemen were down 20. Now only down 8 with 13:31 to go in the fourth quarter. An excellent job here by Gillard to keep his eyes downfield while still moving in the pocket and throw it up to only where his man could get it. Big time catch and a great camera angle on that one. Touchdown Axemen, and now here for an extra point try to and knock this down to a 6-point lead. Closest they've been since the second quarter. Gillard throws that one, has his man, Butler 26-32, the Axemen are right there. Wow. Big time drive from the Axemen and a big time couple of throws from Gillard. Get a touchdown, got an extra point there, and now suddenly what was a 32-12 lead to start off halftime, or to end halftime, has now become a 32-26 lead. Iowa Woo only up 6 now. 13:07 to go here in the fourth quarter at the Eau Claire Sonnentag Event Center. Excellent job by the offense for the Axemen and the Iowa Woo. Just some penalties that really plagued them throughout that. Got a penalty back and had a great defensive possession to make it a 3rd and 15 play. It looked like they were potentially going to have to go for it again on 4th and 15 when Gillard got chased out of the pocket by Keontae Chaves, I should say, who is one of our spotlight players, mainly on the offensive end. Hasn't really seen much looks tonight, but the defensive end, he's been all over the place. Keontae Chaves had a chance there, but could not find it. Could not get that sack and ends up with a touchdown there for the Axemen. Excellent job. And now, Axemen throw this one off. Can the Iowa Woo get back into this one after starting off the third quarter shut out by the Axemen's defense? Excellent job coming back into this by MJ Johnson, defensive coordinator, right there on the sideline. Line drive throw, received at around the 12, picks up past the 15, spins around, maybe gets closer to the 16, maybe 17-yard line. Colbert, he's had a big game so far, had a couple of drops in the last drive or two, but is trying to get himself back into it after he's almost been shut out most of this halftime. He's had a couple of big plays that have set up his team, but haven't been able to get back in the end zone since the second half. Second quarter, and now with 12:59 left in the fourth quarter, Iowa Woo lead 32-26. Can they try to add some more to that lead and get a little bit of cushion here? Sharp throws it immediately, incomplete. Right off the hand of Colbert. Colbert, the Alexandria, Los Angeles, or Louisiana, I should say, alum. He's been making some moves for this team tonight. Not any different from last game. But let's see what he can do here. Sharp. He's got one man behind him, sends him in motion. Empty, throws it, got a man, first down, the ball's loose! The ball's loose! They're gonna call it incomplete. What a play on the ball.
The rolling on the field is an incomplete pass. Third down.
I mean, an excellent, excellent job there by Sinquay Grant to get a hand on and knock that free. Does not come back as a turnover, is not a fumble. He did not have possession of that, so it's gonna come up as incomplete, and that's gonna be a challenge. Gonna be a challenge there. I don't believe they have the ability to challenge that right now, and I think that's what the refs are talking about.
There is no challenge on the play. The previous pass was incomplete. Third down.
So that previous pass was incomplete. Didn't need a challenge for that one. Third down here and 10 to go for the Iowa Woo. Marching, sends a man in motion. Sharp fires it over the middle, had him for a second, but again, big time plays made at big time points. That's gonna be number 48, James Dorr. He didn't get a hand on the ball, but he did block off the vision.
Surrender the ball. The ball will be placed at the 15-yard line. First and 10, Eau Claire.
And just like that, the Iowa Woo give back possession to the Eau Claire Axemen at their 15-yard line. And again, a great defensive stop right when the Axemen need it most with 10:55 here in the fourth quarter, down only 6. They were down 20 at halftime, and they've clawed it all the way back now to a 6-point lead. Iowa Wu lost the last game, 74-22. But this game has been a lot closer. In this one, they've been in control most of this game. Defensively especially. Let's see what their defense can do here. Axeman. Gillard sends a man in motion, takes the snap, has Harris in the backfield, throws that one deep. Butler, does he have it? No. Over the head. And a couple of bodies being strewn around after a big collision there. It's going to be an incomplete pass. And with 10:22 to go, it's going to bring up 2nd down and 10. Axeman setting back up on offense. That's Marcelino Butler Jr. Had a chance on the sideline. He's been their scorer tonight for sure. Finding his way all over the field. Has a couple of touchdowns to his name. Butler fakes the handoff. Gillard could not get that one out. It's going to be flatted down, and another great job by the Iowa Wu to continue these defensive stand. Now down to a 3rd and 10 for the Axemen. This is when the playbook needs to open up a little bit more if you're going to try and get something to make it a more 4th down and reasonable. Gillard. Sends his man in motion. Looking around, has him in the middle of the field, could not get it. It's going to be incomplete, and there's a flag on the play. Big time hit that took out Harris for a second, and he was able to get back up. Good to see, but wow, that was a massive hit. And now some John on the sideline as well, too. This has been a chippy game ever since that first quarter, really in the middle of the first quarter when there was a few pushes and shoves, but it's picked up ever since. The Axemen have been able to claw.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness. Defense number 5. 15-yard penalty. Automatic 1st down.
And that's going to be unnecessary roughness on the defense. And that there is going to pull them closer. Just a bad penalty there. And that's really what has been the story of this, just sloppy football being played on the defensive end for the Iowa Wu. And that's going to set the Axemen at the 20. Still looking to score and potentially take the lead back here for the first time of the game. 9:14 to go, 1st down and 10. Gillard throws it, middle of the field, has his man Harris. Big time 1st down and more, he's still going. He's gonna get them inside the 6-yard line, close to the 5-yard line, and that's gonna set them up in prime position now to take their very first lead of the game if they can get it past the point of no return here. They've struggled with this a lot this season. However, they've been able to drop some plays tonight that have been short touchdown and distance plays, and sending a man in motion right now is Gillard. Backfield, no one there, empty, hit the ground, has no one and is sacked immediately. Ball came out for a second, but Gillard had no time. And as soon as that ball hit the ground, he was not able to run. He had to really slow down, and that's gonna back them up big time. So what was a 1st and goal from the 6-yard line has now put them at the 16-yard line on a 10-yard loss on a fumbled snap as well as a sack. Just an excellent job by the Wu to not allow Gillard to get out of that first initial tackle. He was dead to rights. Gillard, backfield, throws it, has a man for a second. There's flags on the play. Butler Jr. had a chance at that, but a little bit of grabbing there at the end, and that's going to be a potential pass interference that might put them right back at the spot they were.
Pass interference. Defense number 5. Ball replayed to the spot of the foul. Automatic 1st down.
Tyler Downs lets us know, chief referee for the night. Here's the Axemen now set back up basically where they had initially started, maybe a couple of yards off. It's going to be first down and goal from about the 7-yard line. 7:48 to go here in this fourth quarter. As Gaylord, and that's going to be a flag. That might be a false start. That ball barely seemed to be snapped in time.
Offside. Defense number 16. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
And now an offsides call on the defense. Just too quick to the snap there, and that's going to be another penalty on this Iowa defense that have not been able to really clean up some of the sloppy plays here on the defense. Gaylord, backfield, has Harris to the left of him. Takes the snap, shotgun, handoff to Harris. He's got some room. Can he get there? Wow. A nearly big-time hit avoided by Harris, but the defender not so lucky. Excellent block there on the edge by number 94, Thaddeus Tolliver. So now that's going to set them up close to the 1-yard line. Harris, an excellent cut to really find some extra yardage at that sideline, and it's going to set up second down and goal around the 2-yard line. Snap, Gaylord looking, dodges, fires, he's got a man, touchdown! Touchdown, Axeman! They have come all the way back from down 32 to 20 to now tie up this game at 32 apiece once again. I mean, what a magical series of events here for the Eau Claire Axemen, who have been able to claw their way right back in it after suffering what seemed to be a back-breaking blow at the end of the second quarter, but now all tied up at 32, Axemen have their chance to take their very first lead of the entire night. With 6:40 to go here in the fourth quarter, extra point try pending, and a massive touchdown there by Ethan Skarmas, who's been all over the place on the offensive end. Mr. Reliable, when you need him, he's right there. So Gaylord, he's got time, more time than he's had. Looking, has to find someone, almost has Butler, but that would have been way, way high of a catch. Could not get him. It's going to be sailing out of bounds, incomplete. So it stays a tie ball game here with 6:30 to go in this fourth quarter. And big number 94, Thaddeus Tolliver, getting the crowd hyped up too. Everyone on their hands, or everyone on their feet, I should say. No one's doing handstands out there, not yet. However, when they score, we'll see what happens out there. Tied up at 32 apiece here with 6:30 to go in the fourth quarter. Axemen, from down 20, are right back in it with some offensive drives that have been quite about as perfect as you needed them to be if you were the Axemen. Iowa, a bit sloppy on the defensive end, had allowed some penalties to really rough up their drives where they had some stops. They had some solid stops on the Eau Claire Axemen, but they just have not been able to sustain it, because as soon as they do that, there's been some pushing and shoving and some late hits that just are not needed. And that has really set them back and has added to this now tie ball game. Let's see if this Iowa team can clean up their errors, as that's not going to make it far enough, and that's going to be a penalty on the Axemen.
Violation. The ball did not make it to the 10-yard line. Throwing team. By rule, the ball will be placed at the 25-yard line. First down, Iowa.
And as stated there, it needs to go past that 10-yard line. It did not. It maybe made it to about the 12-yard line before it bounced up and got over the edge. So now Axemen are going to have to defend a shorter field, while the Iowa have been set up at an excellent position at the 25-yard line. And now they have the chance to retake this lead here if they're able to march down the field and do what they've been doing for most of this game. We haven't seen it at all in the second half. It's been 2 steps forward, 7 steps back, but now Iowa will have the chance. This is the time to get the scores now. You're tied up. Let's see if they can take the lead here. Sharp fires it immediately. That's going to go down incomplete. And again, just another incomplete ball. That one almost through the hands of Joshua Neal. Looked like he had a chance there, but both too low and also not able to really get his hands in the right position to get that ball. Miscommunication, and now 2nd down and 10 here for the Woo. Sharp, shotgun, snaps it, no one back there with him. He's gonna fire that immediately, and Joshua Neal. And that's gonna be a flag there, and that's gonna be an extra little altercation afterwards from the Axemen that's gonna penalize them as well.
After the play was over, personal foul. Defense number 10, half the distance to the goal, automatic, 1st down.
And that's exactly how the Axemen were able to get into it, with sloppy plays like that and extracurricular activity that is just not needed in a football game that is tied at 32 with only 5:46 left in this 4th quarter. A great hit made, but the extra throw is what really set them off and what got him the penalty. You cannot do that after what was only just a 5-yard play. Now has them at the 10-yard line. Here's Sharp. Pressure. He's going to dive around. Touchdown! Iowa Woo! What a throw! What a throw by Verdon Sharp from Fort Worth, Texas. And he's absolutely slinging it like the Texas Ranger. Touchdown, Iowa Woo. And just like that, they were able to answer back immediately. It makes it a 38-32 lead for the Woo once more. 5:29 here in the 4th quarter, extra point pending. Sharp throws it, that's gonna be picked. It's gonna be returned. Can he get anywhere? That's McCaleb again. It was only an extra point interception, but still an interception nonetheless for McCaleb. So that's gonna keep it a 6-point lead here. 38-32, and just like that, Axemen were unable to stifle the Iowa Woo, who have been able to now come back into this game, and after allowing 20 straight points, capped it off and were able to come back into it, now up 6 here at the Sonnentag Events Center on Arena League football. Both teams 0-3, looking for their first win of the season. And both teams are really fighting tooth and nail for it. Both of them want it bad, and it's been shown with the chippiness out there. Penalties have been flying all over the place on both sides. It has been an issue for both these squads, because that last one, I mean, it was only a 5-yard play that then got turned into a 10-yard penalty, as that throw is going to make it all the way back to Butler. He's going to be in the back of the end zone. He's going to try and return this one, actually. But he's going to break free. He's going to break free. He got stuffed at the 5 and turned it upfield. Big-time move for Marcelino Butler Jr., who almost got stuffed for a big-time loss. Instead, he makes a big move and is able to break free from a tackle, which he's done all game. He's one of the better players yards after the catch, getting yards after the catch. He can break free, even though he's not the biggest guy out there on the field. He's very sneaky and slippery. He can get through any kind of tackle that's been put out there for him. Butler does need to take a break because his helmet came off at the end, something they've been implementing as well. As soon as a helmet comes off, you are then to sit out for 1 play, and then you can come back in as a precaution and also for safety, just to make sure your straps are checked up. But now here with the Axemen, down 32-38, set up in a decent position past the 15, close to the 17-yard line. Gaillard almost 7 yards back. Big, deep shotgun snap. He's going to look. He's going to fire. He's got a wide open man. I mean, wide open. Big time 1st down. He's inside the 15, close to the 11-yard line. I mean, there wasn't anyone within a mile of Joshua Murray, who's had 2 touchdowns in this game and just had a big-time catch on 1st down for this Eau Claire Axemen team to set them up at the Iowa Woo 12-yard line. 4:30 to go in this fourth quarter, and you can really feel it in the building here. Everyone's tense. Big time pass play from Gillard. And again, Joshua Murray. So now shotgun, Gillard's got time. He's got a wide open man. Big time run, big time move. He'll be down at the 1, but what a play. A little toss play to number 89, Akeen Robinson, who's more of a blocker, but he caught a play on that one. No one was guarding him. That's 2 wide open plays. Missed assignments have been troubling the Iowa Woo defense in this fourth quarter, and now once again Axemen are in scoring distance right at the 2-yard line as a big snap. Gillard, Harris bounces but loses some yards on that play. He might be backed up to the 5 on that. It's going to bring up 2nd down and goal to go here with 3:26 to go and counting in the fourth quarter. Both teams have all of their timeouts remaining in this one. Even though it's been intense, neither team has really needed a timeout here. They've been letting their players play. So now Gillard backed up, 2nd down, goal to go, fires it. That's going to be nearly caught, but there's flags on the play. I think this is going to be a false start.
False start, offense, number 89, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
And it was. Just started a little bit too early on the offensive end, and now 2 back-to-back penalties are going to push them back to that 10-yard line. 2nd down and goal to go, 3:05 to go in the fourth quarter. Again, what I said earlier, same thing goes. Iowa Woo, same as the Axemen. 2 steps forward, 7 steps back. But all it takes is one big throw to put them right back into position to score it. So now Gillard sends Butler in motion. Looks his way, looks back. And that's going to be a pass interference call right there. I mean, Sequoia Magby got ripped backwards while he was trying to catch that ball. And that was just too easy of a call.
Defense number 24.
And that's going to be a challenge.
The foul in the end zone. The ball be placed at the 1-yard line. Automatic 1st down.
Challenge on the penalty by...
You cannot challenge a pass interference play.
And that cannot be challenged, unreviewable. Pass interferences are not to be reviewed for that, and so that's going to not be a challenge anymore. I believe Victor Mann thought there was something there on the play, but you cannot review that. And it looked like he got grabbed pretty well. That seemed like an excellent call by our side judge over there. So now, Axemen right back where they were, back at the 2-yard line once again. 1st down, though, and goal to go. That ball's going to hit the deck and backed up again after a big-time play, now a big-time sack by the Iowa Woo, and that's how you get your team back into it. Big, big play by Willie Miles III. The enforcer, Willie Miles III. And now, Axemen backed up once more, this time past the 5, close to the 6-yard line. Still 2nd down and goal to go. 2:06 to go here, and it's counting down. They're just going to let it go to break. And with 2 minutes left to go in this game in the fourth quarter, the Eau Claire Axemen down 32-38 against the Iowa Woo. However, Axemen in striking distance. More action here on the Arena League.
What if you could talk directly to your favorite Arena League player? Welcome to VIP Ballers, a social media platform where you can get direct access to your favorite player, DM them, get training for your young athlete, mentorship, personalized videos, and exclusive content. All you need to do is head to VIPballers.com, sign up, and follow your favorite towel player.
Honey, the neighbors just stopped by. Can you throw these on the grill?
Garage beef? Huh. 5 more minutes.
All beef hot dogs. Filled with beer.
Honey, where are the gosh dang dogs?
5 more minutes.
Garage beef from Garage Beer.
What'd you do to these dogs?
Almost done.
Come on, man. Let's get it.
Welcome back here. More Arena League action here at the Eau Claire Sonatag Event Center in wonderful, beautiful Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Axemen taking on the Iowa Woo here at home. And the Woo have been great most of this game. However, have let their foot off the throttle here as 38-32 lead is the current score right now for the Woo. As that one's a jump ball from Gaylord. Incomplete. It's going to bring up 3rd down and goal now. Looking around for a flag, no flag on the field. Incomplete ball, and that's going to result in another 3rd down and goal to go here for the Axemen, something that I feel like I've said a few times tonight, but they've been able to really get back into this one and score all the way from being down 32-12 to now being tied 32-32, now being down only 6 to the Iowa Woo. Trying to cap off this drive here. 3rd down and goal, a little bit of miscommunication. That one's going to be knocked down incomplete. So now 4th down and goal with 1:51 to go. 2 very quick plays, only took 9 seconds off the clock. Great job by Murray on the play. So now, with 4th and goal to go here, down 6. You're limited because it's a short field. However, this team has been able to find some interesting ways to be able to schematically get some players open. Gillard, no one's coming, and that's going to be a flag on the play. It's a touchdown, but that's coming back. Big time touchdown throw by Gaylord, but it's not coming back. That's a touchdown, and the Axemen are back in it. It's all tied up at 38. What looked like was going to be brought back, all the Axemen were sitting around saying, okay, this might be coming back. However, a big-time hold on the Iowa Woo now sets up the Eau Claire Axemen to get their very first lead of the game since literally the game started. All 38-38. 1:45 here in the 4th quarter. They're going to back it up a bit down to the 10. Axemen, one of their better plays of the night there, as they had Ethan Skarmas, I should say, on a crossing route. He's been all over the place as a tight end. So now Gaylord throws that one, has Skarmas again. Can't get him past that 5-yard line though. Had Marcelino Butler for a second, but he was covered as well. But good throw to Skarmas, and still all tied up as the Axemen fans are standing on their feet, giving a good clap. 1:45 to go here in this 4th quarter, and it's all knotted up again at 38. Just some excellent football being played from both teams on offense. The defense has been another question. Massive penalties on both squads have really set back their teams. And it's going to be about who's going to be able to clean up those penalties in time and clean up the sloppy defensive play in time before that clock runs out. And with 1:45 to go here, and both teams trying to get that first win of the season, expect a lot more high-intensity energy coming from these two teams here on the Arena League. So now set to throw this one off. Colbert tosses that one. A beautiful spiral. That's going to be returnable. He's at the 5. He's got room! Past the 20, big time play. 15, down he goes, and that's going to be big play by the Trayvon Colbert, who returned it. A beautiful throw by Joshua Murray set up a potential return by Trayvon Colbert, and Colbert doing what he's been doing all game long, which is returning massive plays for these this Iowa Woo team. And now, just like that, the 15-yard line, Sharp is going to have a chance to put this team on his back. Steps back, has a little bit of pressure, throws it. He has got a man! Incomplete. Excellent job by Richie Murphy. Got a hand right in there and knocked it free. Incomplete. 2nd down and 10 to go. And just like that, timeout. Iowa Woo, their first of this half.
Timeout.
Neither team has taken a timeout until the 1:31 mark here in this 4th quarter. It just shows exactly the intensity of these two teams who have been out there battling it out. So now, Axeman trying to talk this one over, trying to get the defense all set up. Wow. Coach Victor Mann on that sideline for the Iowa Woo tries to scheme up something for his offense. What was nearly a beautiful touchdown play was stopped short by Richie Murphy getting up in there. And just like that, we have the players running down the sideline to hype up the crowd. Trying to get the crowd bumping and jumping in here as we're all tied up at 38 and the defense needs the noise. Giving high fives to all the fans on the sideline too, making sure everyone feels the love here in the building as the Iowa Woo come in to try and get their first win of the season here. Sharp sends a man in motion, looking, going, he's got some room. Tackled down there after a short gain of 5. He almost was brought down for a sack, but was able to do his best Houdini trick and somehow got himself out of there. Scrambled for a few more yards, and that's going to set up his team in a great position. 3rd down and 5 to go here as another timeout called here on the field. Another break needed. MJ Johnson on that sideline, he's been excellent adjusting this defense ever since that 2nd half, but now he's got one of his toughest tests. 3rd and 5 in striking distance. 38-38, 1:08 to go here in the 4th quarter at the Sontag Event Center here in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. This is the Arena League football you love to see. Sharp sends his man in motion, looking his way, had him for a second, incomplete, no flags. Excellent job on the play by Murphy. That's twice in this same possession in almost back-to-back plays that Richie Murphy has come up big for this defense. And they've been picking on him tonight. To come up big like that is exactly what your team needs. And now, 4th down, 5 to go. Scoring distance from the 10. They're gonna go for it here. Sharp, he's got a man off the the corner. Can he get the first down? He escaped. I don't think he got there. He was very close. Did he get it? Talking it over on the sideline.
Rolling on the field is the player made the line to gain.
And he
First down,
did.
Iowa.
What a scramble there by Sharp. I mean, he was almost dead to rights in the backfield and somehow was able to escape and got just extended his arm, just extended it past like it was Michael Jordan going for that dunk. He was able to extend it right over the line. But with a challenge flag on the field, they're going to look at it right here. I think he got that with how he reached that ball over the top. And what could have been a dangerous play too, because a lot of those times you have a lot of instability. He was very close, and as you can see, the ball hits the ground there. I mean, someone hits that one time, that thing's gonna go flying, but right there, it looks like he just barely gets it over the top, and I mean, Sharp is putting this team on his back. It's been a rough couple of drives for them. They've been a little sloppy on the offense, a little sloppy on the defense, and gave up a 20-point lead here, but this is where it matters most. 30 seconds, you need to come up big here. And now, it's still gonna be, it's not a touchdown yet. You're still got 5 yards to go to get a touchdown if this isn't overturned. Both teams pointing one way or another. It's very close, and no matter what they go, I could see it being either way here. What you're looking for is when that knee actually hits the ground, when his backside hits the ground. Because reaching the ball means nothing if he hits the ground first and then tries to get it over the top, but he's still up in the air when he's reaching that ball over. So just an excellent job there by Sharp, but not only that, the blocking needed to get better on that end, but they just haven't been able to close that down, and the defense has been pressuring Sharp all over the place. Just could not bring him down in the backfield when they really needed it, but I mean, gosh, that is close. So now Axemen, if they don't get this ball back here, are going to have to shut down one of the hardest offenses to really close down in this goal-to-go situation. And they'll be at close to the 4-yard line, so they have their work cut out for them here.
After review, the ruling on the field is the runner made the line to gain. First down, Iowa.
And yeah, you can see it. I mean, he was still up in the air when he reached that ball over. He didn't hit the ground really until that ball had crossed that first down marker. Deflating for the Axemen here, but still fans up on their feet, still cheering their team on, because they know that this team has been able to stop them before and has been able to stop them in the past here now. But the Iowa Woo, you cannot take your eyes off some of those key players out there, because they will burn you, and they have burned them before. So now Sharp, that ball is up in the air. He's going to shovel past that. Big time play to improvise what could have been a turnover there. But it's going to get shut down immediately by this Axeman defense, who just swarmed that ball, and I mean a mean green wave just took him down. Good job by Sharp to improvise that as they take another timeout to the Iowa Woo with only 12 seconds to go here, trying to avoid an overtime. But as of right now,
timeout on the field.
Sharp has been really that main
Game clock operator,
driver of this
14
offense.
seconds on the game clock. Second down.
As they reset the game clock here. Again, our officials tonight: Tyler Downs, our head referee, head line judge Tim McGowan, line judge Zach Gustafson, back judge Brett Hoofendick, and sky judge Lucas Carnes. Out there helping us understand the game a bit better and also give us some background on what they're calling out there. And they've had to make some big calls tonight. I do not envy their job. So now the Axemen trying to complete this comeback. They have not led once this entire game. Iowa Woo trying to stamp that out here as they've really marched down this field. A roar from the crowd here as the Iowa Woo are trying to set up their offense. One man back. That's Owusu behind the line. sends him in motion. Sharp looks his way first. He's got pressure. He's trying to look around. He's escaping. Fires that. Has a man. Did he get there? Incomplete. It hit the ground first. It hit the ground first. It looked like such a great snag there, but it'll be an incompletion, and it'll bring up third down, and with only 7 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter, Iowa Woo have this game all tied up 38 apiece with the Axemen, but have the chance here to take the lead and close the game out. So now, Iowa Woo, Sharp. He's been making plays all game. Can he do it again here with 7 seconds left? Third and goal. Sends a man in motion. Pressure again. He steps up. He's got room. He's got a man. Touchdown! Iowa Woo again. And with only 2 seconds left in the fourth quarter, and a big-time catch. An excellent job there by Colbert. He's been all over the place tonight, and Trayvon Colbert from Alexandria, Louisiana, may have just iced this game and given the Iowa Woo their first win of the season. Still plenty of time. Well, not plenty, but 2 seconds of time. An excellent job by Colbert. So now, 2-point attempt, and that's good. A little pushing and shoving afterwards. They gave that to Colbert to cap that off, and he's got it. So now a 46-38 lead as they separate the crowds out there from what's been a very intense, chippy game between these two teams, and is now a 6-point lead in the fourth quarter with only 2 seconds to go here. Basically, what's gonna have to happen is they're either gonna have to return this immediately or hope that this ball goes out of bounds or hope it's a penalty. Because otherwise they're not gonna have enough time to get another play off if that ball is returnable. Because as soon as that ball is returnable, immediately 1 second's off the clock, and then the second's gonna be gone, and then you're sitting there with double zeros on the clock. So a 45-38 lead, it says on the scoreboard right now. 2 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. Butler talking it over with Tyler Downs there. As now they set to throw this one off, which could be the last play of the game potentially.
Timeout, Eau Claire, their first, 30 seconds.
However, Eau Claire takes their very first timeout of the second half here to try and ice a throw. Never seen that before. However, always an extra chance to also talk it over for the coaches. As Jim Britton talks it over with his team, trying to set up something potentially for this last play of the game, which could be a special teams play or could potentially be a touchback and could result in one more throw from this Axeman team. However, only 2 seconds remain on this clock here at the Sonanteg Event Center in the fourth quarter. It's going to be a miracle for them to be able to get this. However, crazier things have happened here in the Arena League. Let's see how this will play out. Teams lining up out there right now. You have to really scheme and format this in a way that's going to set up your blockers in a formation that's going to be able to set Marcelino Butler Jr. up, and he is the guy to be getting this ball back there. So I'm wondering if they're going to throw this clean out of bounds and just let them throw it out. And so that is going to be a massive throw that bounces around almost out of bounds, but it's going to be a touchback instead. They were waiting for one of the Axeman players to potentially go up, trying to bait them into potentially touching the ball before it was too late. Maybe even causing a turnover there, but to no avail. So now they'll take over at the 5-yard line, and I mean they're going the full distance in 2 seconds here. Jim Britton got some time to talk it over with his guys. So did offense coordinator Morris. So now after this touchback, Axeman down 38-45. 2 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Iowa Woo have a chance here on defense to do what they've done for most of the night and shut it all down. But the Axemen have really clawed their way back into this one, and you know that they're not going to go down without a fight. So 2 seconds to go. Gillard in his own end zone. He's got some pressure, but not a lot. He's going to wind up. He's going to throw that. Did he catch that? Did he catch that? Oh my gosh! Did he catch that? Either way, there's a penalty down on the field. This game's not over.
Number 5, 10-yard penalty. First down, untimed down.
Wow. I mean, what a play. Just could not have been any worse for the Iowa Woo here. I mean, knocked that down. Almost ended up with a bobble in the hands of a receiver, but landed harmlessly on the ground. However, that pass interference is going to set them up in a spot that has given them trouble for most of the night. However, back now to the 15, gets them a little bit more space. They have a chance here. Gillard, no time on the clock, fires that one to the end zone. That's high, that's over. Hit the out of bounds, hit the back wall, and that's going to be it. Iowa Woo get their very first win of the season, and it comes in enemy territory after what was a 32-12 lead at halftime. Axemen made it a 38-38 game, but the Iowa Woo did what they did best and were able to close out better than some of the best of the teams out there. Now 1-3, they're in a solid position to be able to claw their way into a potential playoff position. But we'll have more Arena League action right after this break. Welcome back to more Arena League action here at the Eau Claire Event Center, Sonntag Event Center, I should say. Eau Claire Axemen losing this one 38-45 to the Iowa Woo, who come in and get their very first win of the season here as both Eau Claire Axemen and Iowa Woo join hands in a prayer circle. A very beautiful thing to see to cap off what was a largely intense and heated matchup between the two. And I mean, this had everything you could want. It was a classic Wild West shootout that would really make almost any action movie hero just jealous. Touchdowns throughout the air, there was none on the ground. Every single time Iowa scored, Axemen came back into it, especially after this halftime that caused them such struggle. Axemen starting off this one. It was a 12-12 game to start off this first quarter, as that one capped off this start of the season. Colbert, who had an excellent game so far this game. Multiple touchdowns throughout, and Sharp, the hero of the game, reached his arm over the line for a first down in the fourth quarter that really set up that drive to win it all. But I mean, you got to give it to our guy here on number 2, Gaylord. He was all over the place, really trying to find his guys out there, and I mean, he had to scramble a ton that game. Not as much as Sharp, though, who almost had so many issues with snaps and had so many issues with blocking that he had to almost dance around the entire time. But that was one of the interceptions that got them such a big lead and had to almost throw it right back, and that's what I'm saying. Back and forth, whether it was offense, whether it was defense, both teams were making some big-time plays to get some action out there as Sharp dances around and throws that one, had a big-time jump ball, and that was right before the halftime, and we thought that was going to be it, 24-12, and then suddenly, one of the worst disasters to happen to the Axemen in this game. 1 second to go, good pitch drive, but could not get that ball secured as that got picked up, and then look at the wave of blockers that follow along their man on the sideline, and there was no one there. It felt like the air had just left the building for this team, but the Axemen had to come back with some kind of an energy after this extra point attempt that had set them up to be 32-12 over the Axemen at halftime. But the Axemen, none of their fans were stifled even a little bit. Everyone was staying throughout the building, and after that fumble recovery, everything started going the way of the Axemen, as the Axemen led 38-4. Axemen closed the gap to make it a 38-45 game, but the Iowa Woo closed this game out the way they do best on the offensive end as well as the defensive end, as Sharp danced around. Even though that play didn't result to much, it helped show what he was able to do throughout this game. And the Axemen fall in this one, 45-38. Could not get this one back, and we'll be leaving here at the event center. Iowa Woo gets their very first win of the season, and the Axemen fall. Down he escaped! I don't think he got there.